Most people leave their TV running without thinking twice. A movie, a live stream, something playing in the background. But smart TVs do more than just stream shows now. They connect to the internet, listen for commands, track what you watch, and sometimes they start showing things that were never supposed to be on the screen. A camera feed from inside your house, a movie nobody uploaded, a recommendation that knows what happened last night. These are 5 smart TV horror stories that felt a little too real. Story 1, recommended for you. The TV started recommending videos that didn't exist. At first I thought it was just the algorithm being weird. Everyone jokes about smart TVs listening now. You mention a holiday. Suddenly travel adverts appear. Mention trainers. Now every ad is for shoes. Normal. Annoying. But normal. Then one night I noticed something strange. I was scrolling through YouTube on my TV after midnight. Nothing unusual. Just random videos. Then a new recommendation appeared near the top. No thumbnail. Black screen. Title: Kitchen, 11:47 p.m. I frowned. The upload time showed. Just now. Curiosity got me. I clicked it. The video opened immediately. My stomach tightened. Because it wasn't a YouTube video. It was my kitchen. My actual kitchen. Viewed from high in the corner of the room. Like security camera footage. I stared for several seconds. The quality was grainy. Dark. Silent. Then movement appeared. Meh. Walking into the kitchen. Opening the fridge. Looking around. Exactly what I'd done 10 minutes earlier. My chest tightened instantly. I exited the video. The recommendation disappeared immediately. Gone. No history. No channel. Nothing. I searched for it. Couldn't find it. I convinced myself it was some weird glitch. Nothing else made sense. Then the next night it happened again. 11:58 p.m. New recommendation. Black thumbnail. Title: Bedroom, 11:58 p.m. My stomach dropped. Because I was currently in my bedroom. I clicked it. The footage loaded. There I was, sitting on the bed, watching the TV. Live. Not delayed. Live. I watched myself scratch my head. The person in the video scratched their head at the exact same moment. My chest felt cold. I stood up immediately. The person in the video stood up too. Then the screen froze. A loading circle appeared. And the recommendation vanished. I unplugged the TV that night. Completely. Power cable removed. No standby light. Nothing. The next evening I came home from work. The TV was on. News channel playing quietly. My stomach tightened immediately. I lived alone. I checked everything. Doors locked. Windows locked. Nothing missing. Then I noticed something. The TV wasn't connected to power. The cable still sat on the floor beside the cabinet. Not plugged in. Yet the screen stayed on. Then the picture changed. News disappeared. Black screen. White text appeared. Continue watching. Underneath were 3 options. Kitchen. Bedroom. Living room. I froze. The selection moved by itself. Living room. Selected. Video loaded. Grainy footage again. This time showing my living room. Empty. For about 10 seconds. Then somebody walked into frame. Tall. Dark clothing. Face hidden. Not me. My chest tightened painfully. The person sat on my sofa. Then slowly looked directly toward the camera. Toward me. Then the footage changed. The camera angle moved. Now showing my hallway. Then my bedroom. Then the kitchen. Like somebody cycling through cameras inside my apartment. I grabbed the remote. Nothing happened. Buttons dead. The figure appeared again. Standing in my hallway now. Motionless. Watching. Then the screen flashed black. One final message appeared. We think you'll like this next. The TV shut off instantly. Complete silence. The next morning I factory reset everything. TV. router, streaming accounts, all of it. Nothing strange happened again. Until 3 weeks later, I opened Netflix. Normal recommendations, normal thumbnails. Then at the very top, a new category appeared. Because you watched, you're home. Story 2, continue watching. The movie wasn't in my watch history. That's what caught my attention first. I was eating dinner around 10 p.m. when I opened Netflix on my smart TV. Normal night. Nothing unusual. I planned to throw on a random film while I ate. Then I noticed something strange. At the top of the screen, continue watching. The first title wasn't familiar. Black thumbnail. No actors. No description. Just a title. Last night. My stomach tightened slightly. I didn't remember watching anything called Last Night. I clicked it. Error. The screen loaded for a second, then kicked me back to the homepage. I shrugged it off. Probably some bug. Netflix glitches all the time. Then the next evening I came home from university. The TV was already on. Not unusual. I sometimes left it on standby. But what caught my attention was the screen. The movie had loaded by itself. Last night. Paused. Timestamp. 12:47 a.m. My stomach tightened. Because that was around the time I'd gone to bed. I pressed play. The video started instantly. At first all I saw was darkness. Grainy darkness. Like low-light footage. Then slowly, a hallway appeared. My hallway. I froze. The camera sat low to the ground, facing toward my bedroom door. The timestamp in the corner read 12:47 a.m. The same time shown on Netflix. I stared in disbelief. Then movement appeared. My bedroom door opening. Me walking into frame. Half asleep. Heading toward the kitchen for water. Exactly what I'd done the previous night. My chest tightened instantly. I paused the video. Heart hammering now. Because this wasn't old footage. This was yesterday. Inside my apartment. I checked the progress bar. Movie length. 1 hour 36 minutes. I skipped ahead. Different camera angles. Kitchen. Living room. Hallway. Every room in my apartment. Recorded overnight. I shut the TV off immediately. Spent nearly an hour checking for cameras. Nothing. Not a single thing. No hidden devices. No weird electronics. Nothing. The next morning I changed every password. Netflix. Wi-Fi. Email. Everything. Then around midnight, my TV turned on by itself. Volume muted. Screen glowing in the darkness. My chest tightened immediately. I grabbed the remote. The movie was playing again. New title this time. Tonight. Timestamp. Live. I froze. The footage showed my living room. Empty. Current time displayed correctly. Then movement appeared. Somebody walking through the apartment. Tall. Dark hoodie. Face hidden. My stomach dropped instantly. The person moved slowly from room to room. Like they knew exactly where every camera sat today. Then the figure stopped. Looked directly toward the camera. And pointed. Behind the camera. The screen suddenly switched angles. Bedroom. Live. I stared at it. My actual bedroom. The room I was standing in. From a position near the ceiling. The figure wasn't on screen anymore. Then I noticed something. The camera angle wasn't fixed. It was moving. Slowly. Like somebody holding it. My chest felt painfully tight. Then the footage reached the bedroom doorway. The camera slowly entered the room. Toward me. Toward where I stood holding the remote. I backed away immediately. The footage kept moving closer. Then the screen froze. Black. Loading circle. Silence. One line of text appeared. Are you still watching? Underneath were 2 options. Yes. No. The selection moved by itself. Yes. The TV immediately switched back to live footage. But now the camera stood directly behind me. I could see my own back. I spun around instantly. Nothing there. The room was empty. Then the TV speakers crackled softly, and a calm voice said, "Good choice." The screen went black. I unplugged the TV that night. Completely. Got rid of it the next day. Sold it for almost nothing. Wanted it gone. 3 months later I logged into Netflix on my laptop. Everything looked normal. Until I opened Continue Watching. One title waited at the top. Black thumbnail. No description. Just 4 words. Season 2 coming soon. Story 3. The TV heard it. The microphone was supposed to be disabled. That's why I bought that TV in the first place. I'm one of those people who gets paranoid about smart devices listening. Phones, speakers, webcams, all of it. So when I bought my smart TV, one of the first things I did was go through every privacy setting. Voice control, off. Microphone, off. Permissions, off. I checked 3 separate times. Everything disabled. That's why what happened made no sense. It started with a conversation. A normal conversation. My friend Marcus was over watching football one evening. Nothing unusual. At one point he jokingly said, "Imagine somebody hiding in your building." I laughed. The conversation moved on. A few minutes later the TV screen flickered briefly. Then a small notification appeared in the corner. Search results available. I frowned. Nobody had searched for anything. The notification disappeared before I could read more. Marcus noticed it too. "Your TV just do that?" Probably. But my stomach tightened slightly, because I knew voice features were disabled. Then later that night after Marcus left, I opened YouTube. At the top of the recommendations sat a single video. Title: Someone hiding in your building. My chest tightened instantly. The exact phrase Marcus had used. Word for word. I checked search history. Nothing. No searches performed. No voice commands logged. I convinced myself it was coincidence. Algorithms do weird things. That explanation lasted until the next day. Because this time, the TV responded to something I never said out loud. I was texting my brother about a train ticket. Not speaking. Typing. The TV sat muted across the room. Then suddenly a notification appeared. "Cheap trains available near you." My stomach dropped. I stared at it. The phone remained in my hand. I hadn't spoken a single word. Then another notification appeared beneath it. "Would you like directions?" I unplugged the TV immediately. Heart pounding. The next day I checked every privacy setting again. Everything disabled. Microphone still off. Voice recognition still off. No permissions active. Yet that evening, the TV turned itself on. Volume muted. Black screen. White text. Just one sentence. "We can still hear you." My stomach tightened painfully. I switched it off immediately. The message disappeared. The next morning I factory reset the TV. Deleted everything. Accounts. Apps. History. Fresh start. For about a week. Nothing happened. Then one night around 2 a.m. I woke up thirsty. The apartment was silent. Dark. As I walked past the living room, I heard voices. Very faint voices. Coming from the TV. My chest tightened instantly. The screen was off. No power light. Nothing. Yet somebody was talking. I moved closer slowly. The voices became clearer. At first I thought it was a radio station. Then I realized what I was hearing. My own conversations. Recordings. Old conversations. Marcus talking about football. My brother discussing train tickets. Phone calls. Private conversations. Weeks of them. Playing softly through the TV speakers. I froze. Listening. Then another recording started. One I didn't recognize. Heavy breathing. Footsteps. A door opening. Then my own voice quietly saying, "Is somebody there?" My stomach dropped instantly, because I didn't remember saying that. Then another voice answered. Low. Calm. Very close to the microphone. "Not yet." The screen suddenly turned on, bright enough to make me step back. Black background, white text, voice profile updated. Below it sat a percentage bar. 97%, then 98%, 99%, 100%. My chest felt cold. Then a new message appeared. Voice match complete. I grabbed the plug and ripped it out of the wall. The screen went black. Silence returned. I got rid of the TV the next morning. Sold it. Bought a completely different model. Different brand. Different account. Different everything. 3 months later, I was watching YouTube late at night when a notification appeared in the corner of the screen. No app logo. No sound. Just a message. Welcome back, Usman. Then underneath, voice recognized. Story 4, input source. The camera feed wasn't supposed to exist. That's what made me watch it. I was up late one Friday night scrolling through streaming apps when my TV suddenly switched inputs by itself. Netflix disappeared. Black screen. Then a small blue box appeared in the corner. Input 4. I frowned. My TV only had 3 HDMI devices connected. Console. Soundbar. Laptop. No input 4. A few seconds later the screen flickered. Static. Then video appeared. Grainy. Dark. Low quality. At first I thought it was some random security camera. A hallway. Dim lighting. Dirty carpet. Nothing moving. I grabbed the remote. Input button. Nothing happened. The feed stayed there. The timestamp in the corner showed 2:17 a.m. Current time. Live. I sat there watching for about a minute before movement appeared. A man walked through the hallway. Normal looking. Dark hoodie. Head down. The camera quality was too poor to see details. Then the feed switched. No transition. Just instantly changed. Now showing a kitchen. Different house. Different camera. Again. Live. I frowned. The footage looked real. Like private security cameras somehow being broadcast through my TV. Then another switch. Bedroom. Empty. Then another. Living room. Then another. Garage. The feeds kept changing every few seconds. Like somebody flipping through dozens of cameras. I remember thinking it had to be some weird glitch. Maybe hacked cameras accidentally streaming somewhere. Then the next feed appeared. And my stomach tightened immediately. Because I recognized the room. My room. Not exactly. But close. Same layout. Same wardrobe. Same desk position. Yet slightly different. Like an older version. I stared harder. Then realized why. It was my room. From before I rearranged everything 6 months earlier. The timestamp still showed live. 2:18 a.m. The room sat empty for a few seconds. Then somebody walked into frame. Meh. My chest dropped instantly. Not somebody similar. Meh. Same clothes I used to wear. Same haircut. The footage looked recent. Not old. The person in the video sat at the desk. Opened a laptop. Then froze. Like they noticed something. Then slowly looked directly toward the camera. Toward me. The feed switched immediately afterward. I sat there breathing hard. Trying to explain it. Old footage somehow. Impossible. I never owned cameras. Never recorded my room. Then the TV switched again. Kitchen. Hallway. Garage. Bedroom. Living room. Dozens of random locations. Then another room appeared. This one made my stomach tighten harder. Because it was my current bedroom. Exactly as it looked now. Current furniture. Current setup. Current everything. The timestamp showed 2:19 a.m. Live. I stood up immediately. The camera angle sat high in the corner near the ceiling, facing my bed. The room was empty, because I was sitting in the living room. Then movement appeared. Somebody entered. Tall. Dark clothing. Face hidden. My chest tightened painfully. The figure walked into my bedroom slowly, then stopped near the bed. Watching. The feed remained perfectly still. Then the figure looked upward, directly at the camera, then pointed towards something behind it. The image froze. A loading symbol appeared. Then the screen changed completely. Black background, white text, camera 34 selected. My stomach dropped, because underneath it sat a list. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, dozens of them. Then near the bottom, camera 34, current location. The selection highlighted automatically. The TV switched back to video. Not my bedroom this time. My living room. Live. I could see myself standing in front of the TV, holding the remote. The camera angle came from behind me, somewhere near the ceiling. I spun around instantly. Nothing there. Looked back at the screen. The feed remained, showing my back. Then very slowly, the camera zoomed in. Closer, 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 until my entire TV screen filled with the back of my head. Then the speakers crackled softly, and a voice whispered, "Wrong camera." The screen immediately switched to another feed, one showing my living room from directly behind where I was standing. I turned around. Nothing there. Then the TV displayed one final message. Signal lost. The feed vanished. I never found out where the broadcast came from. The manufacturer blamed a software fault. The internet provider blamed the TV. Nobody had an explanation. But every now and then, usually around 2:17 a.m., my current TV briefly flashes a blue box in the corner. Input 4 connected. Story 5, still streaming. I sold the TV 8 months earlier. That's what made the notification impossible. It was an old smart TV I'd kept since college. Nothing special. Small screen. Slow menus. Terrible speakers. Eventually I upgraded. Factory reset the old one. Removed my accounts. Sold it online. Done. Or so I thought. Then one night around midnight I received an email. Subject: new login to your streaming account. I frowned. Opened it immediately. Device: living room TV. My stomach tightened slightly. Because that was the name of the old television. The one I sold. The location showed somewhere across the city. At first I assumed whoever bought it somehow logged into my account. Annoying, but explainable. I changed my password. Logged out all devices. Problem solved. The next evening another notification arrived. Living room TV has started streaming. My chest tightened. That shouldn't have been possible. The account password had changed. Everything had been disconnected. Yet somehow, the same device appeared again. I opened account activity. Movie title. Home screen. Duration: 47 minutes. I frowned. That wasn't a real movie. I searched for it. Nothing existed by that name. Then the device disconnected. I ignored it. Until 3 nights later. 11:58 p.m. Another notification. Continue watching. Home screen. This time Curiosity won. I clicked it. Instead of opening a movie, the streaming app loaded a black screen. Then video appeared. My stomach dropped instantly. Because it was my living room. Current living room. Current furniture. Current apartment. Live. I sat frozen staring at it. The camera angle came from near the ceiling. Facing my sofa. Facing the exact spot where I usually sat watching TV. The timestamp showed 11:58 p.m. Current time. My chest tightened painfully. Because I wasn't in the living room. I was in my bedroom, watching this on my laptop. Then movement appeared. Somebody walked into the frame. Tall. Dark hoodie. Face hidden. The figure sat on my sofa. Then looked directly toward the camera. Toward me. The video froze. Buffering symbol. Then resumed. Now showing a different angle. Kitchen. My kitchen. Again live. The figure stood there now. Opening cupboards. Walking around casually. Like they belonged there. I grabbed my phone immediately, opened my apartment cameras. Nothing. No movement. No alerts. Everything empty. Then the stream switched again. Bedroom. My bedroom. My stomach dropped. Because the room wasn't empty. I was there, sitting on the bed, watching my laptop. Live. The angle came from somewhere behind me, near the wardrobe. I spun around instantly. Nothing there. Looked back at the stream. The figure now stood behind me, directly behind the version of me shown in the video. My chest tightened so hard I felt sick. I looked behind me again. Still nothing. Back to the stream. The figure remained, watching, then slowly leaned forward, toward my ear. The image froze. Then a message appeared across the screen. Buffering. A loading wheel spun for about 10 seconds. Then the video returned. The figure was gone. The room appeared empty, except for me, still sitting on the bed, still staring at the laptop. Then I realized something. The footage wasn't live anymore. It was ahead, about 30 seconds ahead. I watched the version of me on screen slowly stand up. My stomach dropped, because I hadn't moved yet. Then the version of me looked directly toward the wardrobe, like he'd noticed something. Then the screen cut to black. One line of white text appeared. Live again in 029. A countdown started. My chest tightened, because the countdown matched exactly. 30 seconds. The difference between me and the stream. Then, the wardrobe beside my bed creaked softly, exactly as the version of me had predicted. I stared at it frozen. The countdown hit 0. The stream returned, now perfectly live. The bedroom looked normal again. No figure, no movement, nothing. Then one final notification appeared in the corner. View account 2. The stream ended immediately afterward. I deleted every streaming account that night. Changed passwords. Closed subscriptions. Everything. Never saw the device again. But sometimes around midnight, I still get emails. No sender. No subject. Just one sentence inside. You left before the season finale. Most screens are harmless. A film. A video. A recommendation chosen by an algorithm. At least, that's what people like to believe. Until the screen starts showing something it shouldn't. A room you recognize. A live feed nobody installed. A title that somehow knows your name. Because sometimes, the scariest thing isn't who's watching TV. It's what's watching back. There are more stories like this on my channel. If you're willing to keep watching, subscribe. If you think you can handle the next one, I'll see you again, assuming the screen stays black tonight.